Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to today's vlog for Tuesday, the 17th of February. I hope you're all well and had a good day. I'm going to start off today. I just want a little bit about transport planners, not those horrible people that put cycle lanes on every street in towns, but the transport planners that we deal with on a daily basis. There's plenty of good ones and there's plenty of rubbish ones. And it's the rubbish ones that really annoy me, obviously. Lack of information. Could be where you're collecting from, what you're collecting, where you're going to. Is it handball? Is it pallets? Is it cartons? What time do the people close? There's a whole plethora of information that sometimes we don't get, and I think it obviously annoys all of us. And the point of all this is really that my experience as well is, I think if you've done the job, if you've been a driver, you will make one of the best transport planners, because you've been there. We solve all the problems out on the road when we get to these places, and if you've done the job, when you're a transport planner, the job comes through. If there's information you think missing from the customer, you've got the brains and the intelligence to ring them up and just clarify. You know, are there any dangerous goods in there? How long is this piece of wood? How wide is this piece of wood? Is it fragile? Does it contain glass? You know, what time do the premises shut? If it's going to a building site, you know, will it be handballed off, or is there a forklift on site? All these sort of questions. And you only really get a lot of that is from the experience of doing the job. So if you're starting to be in a situation where you've been driving for a few years and the freedom has worked for you, but your personal circumstances are changing, maybe you're getting married, maybe you're getting your first mortgage, or kids are on the way and you need a more settled income, then yeah, give transport planning a thought. It's not rocket science. It's obviously very computer based these days, like everything, but it really is common sense. And if you've done the job, you'll fit in no problems at all. And I think the more people we can have doing this job, who've got boots on the ground experience, the better for everybody. I was a transport planner back in the day, in the 80s, when I worked on European haulage, and it was a really good job. No 2 days were the same. There is a lot of problems. There are some good days and there's some bad days. But on the whole, it was a really, really interesting job. And when it all comes together, you know, it's a real sense of achievement. Obviously, no difference to driving. You know, we have these days where, you know, the job all goes together and it's great. And we think, what the best job in the world. But yeah, just a thought really about transport planners. I don't know if anybody's done it and then gone to driving or is thinking about it. Yeah, give it some real thought. Anyway, on to today. I left you yesterday afternoon. I collected a load of crap basically from Excel, which was for delivery to St Neots this morning. Could be delivered any time between 7:30 and 10 o'clock. That worked perfectly for me. Dropped the wife off this morning as normal, grabbed some breakfast with a plan to be on site somewhere between 8 and 8:30, and I got there at 8:15, right bang in the middle. I've mentioned it was crap. The guys on site were brilliant, but they had to decide what they needed to keep, what could be put into the skip for rubbish, and possibly some of the stuff could be recycled. I left them to it. They were the ones getting in the back of the van, getting all this stuff. It was fabric, it was wood, it was polystyrene, it was all sorts, everything. And they did a really good job, and they got me off site at 9:15, which I was really pleased about. I did think it might actually take a little bit longer. Took myself up the road, brought me coffee with me today, sat and had a look at the feed. Wasn't an awful lot coming through. Couple of jobs I bid on that I didn't get. One from Huntingdon, which was about 30 minutes away. That was going to Brackley for a small van, 60 miles. I bid £60, didn't get that. There was another one, Cambridge, it was a little local one, 12 miles in all for a small van. I bid £40 for that, and I didn't get that. The app was telling me there was somewhere in the region of 30 to 40 vans in the area in different states of situation, loaded, unloaded, looking for work, not looking for work. So I did start to worry a little bit that it might be another day of meagre pickings, but 9:45, 45 minutes or so later, I did win a job, and that was from Cambridge, 40 minutes from where I was, going to Woodbridge in Suffolk. Pleased with that because it's sort of taking me back the way home. It's also keeping me within the area that I like to sort of stay in. I don't think there's any point in me going up to the likes of Birmingham, Manchester and further afield. Yes, the money for those can be good. I was watching Saintsman's video yesterday from last week, and I think he went up to Northallerton and finished driving back to Northampton empty because he couldn't get another job. And I think that he went on to Scotland and finished up going from Scotland on the northwest, can't remember now, sorry, down to Swansea. Great job, but do I really want to go to Swansea with the risk of not getting anything back? No thanks. So anyway, off to Woodbridge. Got on site at 10:20, a little bit quicker than I anticipated. Had a problem with the collection, gave them the reference number, they looked on their system and told me it had been collected at 4 o'clock the previous afternoon. So back onto the shipper, I'm starting to think I might get a cancellation. He said no, it was collected at 4 o'clock, but it was delivered but no on site, so it had to go back last night. They obviously hadn't updated their computer system in the warehouse. So I went back with that fresh information and we got it all sorted, and off site 10:45. Took a little bit longer than I would have liked. Say 60 miles was the distance, but it was right up 15 miles or so north of Woodbridge, in the countryside. 8 new houses being built, and the site as well gets an award, the dirtiest, filthiest, wettest building site you can ever go to. The whole place was underwater, but there we go. It's one of those things, you just have to live with it. I changed my boots in the van. I've got work boots that if I need for building to site, I put them on, and they're caked in mud. The bottom of my jeans will need changing when I get home. Yeah, the van, filthy. Anyway, we got it all off. It was a pain, but there we go. It's one of those things. Took about half an hour. I was off site, around about 12:45, something like that. There wasn't going to be any work up that way. There was no chance of anything being up that in the middle of nowhere. So I started making my way back down towards Ipswich. I thought that would be the best move. And about 1 o'clock, I got myself a third job of the day. Yeah, that was pleasing. That was from Ipswich. On the way back, it was on this side of Ipswich, which was good, and that was going to Eye in Suffolk. It was a large van job. It's only 20 miles, and I put £50 on that and got that. So that made a nice third job of the day. It's now gone 3 o'clock. Nothing's appeared. I'm making my way home. If something pops up, brilliant, but it probably isn't, to be honest. One other little thing, the job I collected yesterday that I delivered this morning, I had a price of £100 on it. It was a new shipper for me, but they have an excellent feedback, over 4,000 feedbacks, positive, 1 negative. 45 days is their payment terms, end of month, so payment would be on about the 15th, 16th of April. I had the offer of reduced payment for immediate payment through the Smart Pay system. It was offering me £81 plus VAT, a difference of £19. I took that. I can wait till the middle of April. £19 isn't going to kill me. I doubt the company will go out of business, but I do rely on cash flow. I don't do loads of long, big money paying jobs. The profit margin is there, but it's not enormous. I prefer to keep on top of my cash flow, and I thought for the sake of £19, it's still a decent price. £80 for 60 odd miles. The fact I had to keep the goods on overnight for me is irrelevant. So yeah, I was happy to do that, and when I looked at lunchtime, yeah, the money was in the bank. So I think that was a good decision from my point of view. It's not for everybody. I understand that every penny is important, but I think for me it was probably a good decision just on this job. I think I've done it a couple of times now, and yeah, I'm pleased with that decision. Anyway, I think that's it for today then. So that's £80, I'll call it £80 for that job I delivered this morning, £60 for the second job, £50 for the third job, a total of £190. Again, that's at the top end of my requirements for each day. So it's been a decent start to the week. Nothing in the bag for tomorrow, but we'll see what comes about. I hope you've had a good day yourself. I'm hoping that things are starting to turn, but as quick as they do, they can certainly go back the other way. And anyway, we'll see what happens tomorrow and we'll talk then. All the best to you now. Cheers, Paul.